What is up, everybody? Woo. Okay, listen. What's going on, everybody? Listen, we are here live from the Diddy trial. There has been a Kanye West Connect that has come up that has everybody talking. On top of that, I'm trying to get some good light. On top of that, okay? On top of that, the defense is ready for the worst cross-examination in the world. They are ready to actually destroy Jane. So where do we get started at, okay? First of all, let's talk about the Kanye West Connect, okay? What's good, everybody? Good morning. Let me get some energy into this, right? Yana, the defense is ready to destroy the witness. Okay. So there was like plenty of weird stuff that happened in the testimony yesterday with everything, okay? First of all, when it comes to everything, there was a situation that was told where the victim actually flew out to Vegas. The victim said that she was by a rapper and his beautiful wife, right? So you know that already cuts it down, right? Not the beauty part, but the wife part, right? And she was there with his beautiful wife. And they invited for a some sort of get together, some sort of birthday, some sort of this, okay? Now what happened? She ran into Anton. Anton is the SMEX worker, okay? They walked up and was like, yo, it's crazy seeing you here. Okay, now, she said later on, I'm lining this up really good. She said later on, they went to a play, they did this, they did that, and then later on, they went to this suite where the rapper and his wife were sitting there around other people. And Anton was literally doing a do with another random woman, and everybody was watching. And I said, is this what rich people do? They get live a corn, everybody else got to watch it on pay-per-view. But they get live corn. I was like, what in the eyes wide shut? Let's get the villagers and see if they really want to earn their money. What in the world is going on? But yet and still, that is what happened. Okay, fine. So where do we get it, okay? Everybody was wondering who was the rapper and who was the wife. Well, if you do a little digging, right? And you do a little research and you dig a little, who was there those exact dates? I'll tell you who. Kanye West and Bianca. Remember when Kanye had Bianca in 47-degree Vegas weather, walking around barefoot and with a top that was literally on both sides this wide, like literally the size of a strip of juicy fruit gum, covering bikini top, and everybody was like, what is going on? Baby, remember how Kanye West was always like, Diddy taught me everything I know about picking out a wife. Diddy taught me everything I know. Remember when remember when Kanye said, I just F'd your B in a Sean John tank top? Remember how Kanye has been going out of his way to support Diddy? Sources are saying that if you cross-reference the time frame, a rapper with a private jet, with a beautiful wife, that was in the Vegas area celebrating and causing a stir, those exact dates, right? If you go and you said, like, I was there for those exact dates, well, then what do we have? What do we actually have? Kanye has officially been pulled into this Diddy mess. Now, some people are saying, right? Don Sherrick said, I look forward to all your lives and videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, you guys. You know I'm out here in the court every day, right? I'm out here in the court every day doing my thing, trying to actually get there for you guys, getting the transcripts. We're going to see this trial all the way through. But you guys, Kanye has been very supportive of Diddy. And it seems now we know the reason why. Because they shared friends. They shared lovers. It looks like they even shared escorts, which makes me believe that if you talk to everybody, how much are Kanye and Kim at one point, and even Kanye and Bianca actually involved? Again, when we cross-reference who was in there, right? Kanye was there. Now, it could just be some other rapper with a beautiful wife. Now, it is important to remember that Jane said 100% that there was never anything between them. It was completely platonic. She wasn't down with the hoo, ha, ha. So we cannot say, right? We cannot say that Jane in any way, shape, or form had any relationships with Kanye or Bianca, okay? We can say that Kanye and Bianca seem like they are two weirdos. But again, anybody that has their wife walking around naked on the thing while there are children around, we already know. Again, Jane said it was platonic. However, they did call Antoine in to start a show. Antoine was happy to apply. If they really want to crack this case, they need to get Antoine on the witness stand and he will bring everybody off. It makes me think all these people coming out and actually defending Diddy, what are they actually into? What have they done with Diddy? What have they actually done with Diddy? What are they actually defending? You guys, the Kanye Connect is in. It makes you think. People are saying that Kanye is going to be called to testify for Diddy. I find that very hard to believe. Why would you have Wackadoodle on the stand testifying for you? Again, why would you have Wackadoodle on the stand testifying for you? He is probably going to come in, right, with ashy feet, because you know ever since he's been on that Jesus stuff, he somehow thinks, and I literally said, Kanye, you cannot believe that God, oh, that's okay, sorry. You cannot believe that God is blessing you, because listen, my Jesus would never bless anyone that had ashy feet. Get out of here. The first thing he would bless you with would be some lotion, olive oil, something from the Bible to literally say you can walk around and see his ashy ankles, feet, and elbows, and no, God ain't blessing you, baby. That is 666, the mark of the devil, right then and there. Okay, but anyway, if he got on the stand to defend Diddy, they would throw him in jail. Why would they get that wackadoodle out there? Why would they want that wackadoodle out there defending Diddy? Miss V, to be real, said, thank you. T said, get some coffee. I am. Listen. Listen, a lot of people say that Diddy's going to walk. He's 100% not going to walk. I don't know what coverage everybody's listening to. The prosecution has proven their case. I know everybody's like, oh, what's the big deal? Some people are looking for season 1 of Taken 1, Taken 2. They want Liam Neeson to come in and say they found a whole tractor trailer full of people and there's kids and like women in the corner scared. That is not the modern face look of sex trafficking. Annabelle said, ashy feet, I love you. God don't give his chosen people ashy feet. I bet you if you looked and saw Jesus, whoever you believe in, I bet you their skin was like silk, smooth like butter. But honestly, a lot of people are waiting to see Liam Neeson. They don't realize that when you are walking around Target, Walmart, when you are in the club, when you are in those fancy restaurants, when you are in the hood restaurants, when you are on like spring break and see people twerking out of car windows, a lot of those girls have people pushing them to do that. A lot of those girls, even if they're tricking, gotta break it off with their good friend, their boyfriend, their whatever. A lot of those girls are being sex trafficked. And just because you don't see it like that doesn't mean that the law doesn't see it like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's weird to me that people are like, I still don't see the RICO. If you don't see the RICO, you need to really watch and order your steps and start praying, because my friend, you are literally living a dangerous life. And if the police ever choose to look at you, baby, we will see what is what. Again, listen. Somebody said, but are all 12 jurors feeling the same way though, Tisa? Okay, let me just say this, right? Jurors cannot just go in and say guilty or not guilty based off vibes. I mean, technically they can. That's a tradition of racism in the legal system. So, okay, fine. But at the end of the day, when y'all say it's all 12, what do y'all think is going to happen? If a mistrial happens because the jury can't agree, do y'all think he's going to get let out? He stays in the MDC doing the Diddy bot with the rats and roaches, and then a new trial starts. They have the evidence. Just because the jury is playing stupid, they 100% have the evidence. So what exactly do you guys think exactly is going to happen? They have the evidence. They have everything. It is what it is, okay? So I get what people are saying, but the fact that we are letting Diddy's people start this narrative of there's not enough, they don't really have the jury, they don't this, they don't that, Stop believing that. The evidence is there. They have proven with, it's about to start raining. No. Oh no, it's about to start raining. Hold on a second. I got to get the umbrella. Hold on, y'all. They have started, hold on, somebody's gonna bring it to me. Oh, thank you. Also, you guys, really quick, why I'm getting into this commercial break. Here we go. Why I'm getting into this. Just want to, oh, look at this light is good. Just want to let you guys know why I'm getting into this commercial break. I was on Nancy Grace. The links will be in the bio. Make sure you check it out. I was on ABC, Live, Nightline, baby. We have a bunch of other stuff come. Listen, let them keep talking because, baby, they don't know that they are literally making my name boom in these streets. So I want to thank everybody that has something to say about me, good or bad, because you bought me my blessings quicker. I really appreciate y'all, okay? Now, listen, again, yes, yes, it can be a mistrial because the jury doesn't know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, even for the mistrial, do you realize that it's still going to be the same information? With Jane, they have proven fraud, sex trafficking by fraud, by coercion, and by force. They've proven all of it in 3 days. What are they going to do? Get on the stand and say, oh, but weren't you a ho? Did you not say, yeah, we get it. It's the pimp romance. And that's why they want Dr. Hughes. If you guys don't remember, they want Dr. Hughes to come back. Dr. Hughes is the expert that tells everybody about the way that people are in their, listen, they are going to like start talking about the people that when you're in that whole thing and you are in love with your abuser and you really, let me move this over so I can put my umbrella over my purse, right? They really honestly think that you are in love with the abuser. That girl is still in love with them. That girl, listen, that girl is still in love with them, and that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean, just because somebody's in love with you doesn't mean that you are not guilty. Just because most people, and the fact that people are acting crazy, most people that are victims of DV are still in love with their abuser. That's why the prosecution has so much time. They don't want to come. They go into hiding. They try to protect her. They get on the stand. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. They get on the stand and they start talking about something. He's a good man, Savannah. Like the fact that people are so ignorant when in fact so many people have either been victims or they know somebody that's victims. But somehow people think that if they just act like it doesn't exist and they act like, oh, well, you should have, then it will stop. It will not. Also, Alicia said, wanted to bless you today. Thank you so much. You said, thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate. So again, all these people saying that the prosecution have proven their case, they 100% have proven their case. Now, we can talk about a jury that might just want to let him off because of whatever, but he still gets held and a new trial happens. And if that happens, baby, my ad revenue even doubles and justice still will be served. You cannot escape the hands of justice. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Diddy is on borrowed time, okay? So what's expected today with the prosecution? I expect them to act a fool. I expect Cheryl Smirsky, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I expect them to act a fool. Oh, let's get back to the Kanye thing. Y'all really think that Diddy would be dumb enough to get Kanye on the stand? He gonna come in probably looking like he's like smelling, ashy feet, and get up there and start talking about something about the Jays, talking about hell, talking about, I love this and that. Like, he is going to show out. We already saw every single time he came to Diddy's defense. I will say one thing. I don't think that Diddy has realized that Kanye hates his guts. I don't think Kanye is also a Gemini, just like Trump. And Geminis, when you have beef with them or when you screw them over, baby, that beef never ends. It ends when everything ends. It ends when everything ends. And the fact that, right? The fact that they really trying to act like Kim and Diddy didn't delight in Kanye's downfall. Kim and Diddy weren't laughing at Kanye. Kim and Diddy weren't acting like, oh, I guess you're not part of the billionaires club anymore. The fact that they're trying to act like that, baby, it is actually laughable. And the fact that when you look at all the help he's given Diddy so far, he literally went on a rampage against Jewish people, right? Why is that important? Because Ivanka is the apple of Trump's eye. Jared Kushner comes from a heavy Jewish family. He's actually the person that's been pushing all that overseas policy, right? The fact that and Trump does listen to Jared Kushner. He is his right-hand man. The fact that you single-handedly offended someone that is the right-hand man and brother-in-law and beloved daughter of the president, Ivanka actually converted for Jared. So when you think about it, Was he really helping or was he sabotaging? Because by doing those rants, he 100% said that half of Trump's inner circle is already like, yeah, no, we're not going to do it. We already know that 50 Cent is like, and it's still not happening. And on top of that, I don't think that Kanye and Trump are they on such good terms? I mean, I don't think they're enemies right now, but I don't think they're like really like that cozied up like they were with the first election. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Where does Diddy leave us? I just don't see that partnering happening. Again, I don't know what goes on in politics. Maybe it is happening and I just can't see it, but I just don't actually see it happening. But we will have to see because I'm not in those rooms. So, it's really going to have to be how the president feels when he wakes up and has his, he'd probably be loving those McDonald's breakfasts. The sausage, egg and cheese with the pancakes on the side. He'd probably be having those McDonald's breakfasts. But my whole point of the matter is, why would Diddy get a thing? However, I don't think the prosecution is calling Kanye West, but Kanye West and Diddy are very, very, very entwined. And unlike other people that said that they weren't friends, Kanye has leaned into the friendship. But when you look about it, look at Ray J. Ray J is running, in my opinion, interference for Diddy. Every single time, his job is organized chaos, control chaos. Literally, Loki is like Loki. We might as well call him Loki. Ray J is like Loki, the Greek god of mischief, chaos, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, it will be interesting. Don't forget that the prosecution thinks that they're going to rest their case next week, a week early. They want to bring Dr. Hughes back, and they're going to bring in a bunch of witnesses that can literally attest to everything that victim has said. Everything that victim has said. They're going to bring in people to attest to that, okay? Great. However, when it comes to the defense, who's the character witnesses? It does not look like KK. I was wrong about that. I thought KK, they would have flipped her. It does not look like KK is testifying for the prosecution. It does not look like D-Rock is testifying for the prosecution. It doesn't look like anybody is actually going hard for the prosecution. So that means that they are all co-conspirators. Let's not forget they can be charged separately, or just like they're saying Maxwell, they can be charged once Diddy is put in away. Cindy Bell Morris, thank you so much for the super chat. So what to expect today? I expect media carnage. I expect blogs. I expect talking points. I expect things to make it run online and in newspapers, salacious things, bringing in people's names. But for everybody sitting there saying, oh my God, he's just being persecuted because he's a black man. Okay, but you realize this black man also has free will? And if you think that there are higher ups that aren't black that are doing this to him, then why doesn't he open his mouth and say it? Why isn't it? Ask yourself why, even when he's facing jail, he'd rather protect the establishment, because he could 100% find a way not to. He could 100% find a way not to. Listen, y'all, Diddy's dirty. Diddy is done. The testimony we heard yesterday was so heartbreaking. It was so real. And it also shows anyone that would come around him now, knowing that at the end of the day, he can turn into a demon and beat people viciously. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure they're going to have a bunch of defenses on why he beat her, why he did this, why he did that. But at the end of the day, I think we know why, because he is an animal and he likes to do that to people, right? I will say one thing. Diddy is Diddy's downfall. This mofo taped conversations, and that's why they were played in court. And it shows everything. And everybody's saying that with Jane, he's still paying for a lawyer, still paying for a rent. Yeah, that's because he can't pull it away, because if he did, it would be 100% trying to bribery, intimidation, all this other stuff. However, we do have that when it actually comes to, right? We do have that when it actually comes to Cassie. He 100% that, right? Somebody said, He's so done. He's still making millions while sitting in that jail cell. Who told you this man is making millions? How's it? Hey, good morning. Who told you that man's making millions? Who told you that man's making millions sitting in the jail cell? Y'all gonna have to stop believing this hype. What's he making millions on? On what? On what? His number one most lucrative thing was that whole thing between De Leon, Chirac, all this. That is gone. So where are these millions? I'm confused. You say this man's making millions, I don't. Again, it's all illusion. He's not making millions. He's not. No, don't get me wrong. I think he's getting a little residuals from Revolt, but let's also not forget that that Revolt was all BS. Did he act like that was 100%? Ron Burkle and his hedge fund, I believe, were one of the main investors in Revolt. Now, he might have owned, like, let's maybe say 10%, but there were other people. So when they say it's black owned, there were other people that owned it. That was not his stuff. Diddy was the master of taking over and acting like everything was his. So how is he making millions? Where? How? On what? He took a lump sum payout for the Ciroc stuff, because that's the thing. The crazy thing is, he actually had an actually good claim with Diageo, the way they only had it in urban centers. They looked at it as an urban brand. They would never let it break forward. He actually had a claim in that. And because this case happened, he could no longer afford to fight that and this, juries would, blah, 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 blah. So he ended up just settling it. But had he not said anything, he would have 100% won that case, because he was right with what they were doing about black brands and the way they were, like, basically being racist about the way they marketed stuff. You know, like, oh, it's good enough to be in the hood corner store, but not to be in, like, a fine, upstanding establishment. But my whole point of the matter is that that's gone. Sean John is gone. Revolt has cut ties with them. So don't forget, a lot of the power he held was soft power. If he could help people get record contracts, if he could help people get a TV show, if he could help people do A, if he could help people do B, C, D, that was a lot of Diddy's things. He was a djinn. He held things over people's head. Donna W said, Whitney blew up Wendy. This is your moment. Oh, thank you. Yo, Whitney was the GOAT. And Wendy. So sad the way both of them ended up, but hopefully Wendy has, you know, she's coming back, you know. Hopefully Whitney is resting in peace. But my whole point of the matter is, Diddy was a gatekeeper, and he promised people what he could do. If you did this, I could help you get a show. You could be on Revolt. I'm for helping black talent. I'm for this. I'm for that. That's where Diddy got all his money from. I could get you a record deal. I could have you here. His soft power is gone. And I would say 40% of his power was his soft power. He was a master at amplification. Don't get me wrong. He owns Star Island 1 and 2, and he owns a private jet. Great for him. He also only could get 50 million liquid assets for what's going on. Oh, also with that Star Island house, somebody was telling me, as far as forfeiture laws, very wise gentleman, shout out to Todd, right? Lily said yeah, he's renting out his private plane. That man is broke. And Honeybee Therapy, thank you so much for the super chat. He's renting out his private plane to pay for the maintenance and all the pilot fees. Like, you have to have all these things. It's very expensive to own stuff. It's like the way when you're working class and you get a big house, you all of a sudden realize that buying the house and paying the mortgage isn't the only thing. You need gardeners, you need electricians, you need plumbers. There's always something breaking. There's always something that needs to be fixed. You need to paint, you need to decorate. Owning things is very, very expensive. Not just purchasing them, but holding on to them and keeping them in tip-top repair. Diddy is finding that out. But you know what? Like when I was talking to Todd, and he was saying that one of the reasons why with that Star Island house is there's a rule in Florida that when you pay off your mortgage, right? It's hard for the federal government to actually take that house off of you. That's why he literally pulled money out of everywhere else and paid off the Star Island mortgage, so at least he can have one house. His kids can have one house. He won't lose that, okay? But aside from that, where are all his assets? I'm not joking. Now, granted, the kids might have anything, might have stuff in trust overseas. They might have this, may have that. But let's be real. How much money did he really, he didn't think he was going to go down. It's like saying that, like, oh, make sure you always have a will. That's true, but how many of us really think we're going tomorrow, right? Whatever money was in those trusts, I guarantee you it is not enough money for them to live for a year in the lifestyle that they're used to. It's just not enough money, right? Listen, what blows me away is Diddy paying her lawyers. That's the only thing that makes me question her cause. She's still tied to him and watching what she is saying. It's a shame the state of mind she's in. So with Diddy paying her lawyers, he already started that. She fired those lawyers. And she got, oh look, the press is going in. The press is going in. I'm going next. I'm public. But next trial I'll be press. Look at this. Let's just heckle them. No, I'm joking. We see ABC, TMZ, Law and Crime. They got everybody going in there. We got every New York Times. We got everybody going in there. Everybody. Okay, so listen. At the end of the day, him playing her lawyers, I get why he did it, because they wanted to make sure they kept her close. They wanted to make sure she didn't do anything. However, I do want to say this, and I said it the first day, and this is why it makes a difference actually being inside the courtroom, okay? Douglas Wigder was there the first day of her testimony. Now, I don't think she's at all being represented by Douglas Wigder, and she has no plans to file a civil suit at all. However, I do think it's super, super interesting that Douglas Wigder was in there the first day watching her testimony. And we know what Douglas Wigder did to Cassie. And we know what Douglas Wigder did with Ever. So the fact that Douglas Wigder is in there, I don't know. She says she's not suing now, but I don't know. Depending on how this case goes, I don't know. Maybe she will get a thing, which would be her right. Speaking of Douglas Wigder, right? Did y'all hear about what was going on with Bonna's testimony and Tyrone Blackburn Esquire? And I just want to say this because I talked about it. You know, it really pisses me off when I see legal racism. Hear me out. Tyrone Blackburn is a young black lawyer. Diddy's team has gone out of the way to say, you don't deserve to practice law. Why? Why? Because he's not a 50-year-old white man? Like, why? Right? Little Rod's lawsuit is the reason Diddy's house got raided. Tyrone brought all the victims. We all got behind Tony Busby, but he turned out to be a charlatan and a liar and a con artist. Yes, he was. You can believe that Rock Nation and Jay-Z are guilty, but Tony Busby was also a effing mess. He was the biggest catfish of a lawyer ever. That's just my opinion, okay? And what he did to these cases, that's just my opinion, right? However, we hyped up Tony Busby, right? We let the mess go when it came to all this stuff. The fact that Bona said she told Tyrone Blackburn, he said, I'm the devil, I could kill you. And then she was hung over the balcony. Because you know there's somebody in the room taking notes, right? And then in the complaint he filed, it said he held her over the balcony and said, I could kill you. I'm going to blank you, right? He said it, but not at that moment. And it really could have been a miscommunication. It could have been an error thing. It could have been whatever. Fine. But to now act like this person is not a good lawyer when Douglas Wigder, who everybody respects, including myself, wrote a lawsuit to Cassie that had it being in a hotel on the 17th floor and put other people in the room that weren't there. Now, it was a miscommunication. Bonna did say on the stand that she actually called Cassie and was like, yo, that wasn't true. It was in your house. That person wasn't there, but these people were there. And she actually gave her the real story of what happened. And everybody said, okay, fine. And that is fine, because when you remember things and when things get transcribed, it needs to be within a degree of certainty, not exactly. Him saying, I'm going to murk you, was not central to the claim of him going. It needs to be central in this and that. And here's my whole point. Why is it that we are sitting there and trying to destroy a young black man lawyer's reputation over something that did happen, but just some type of miscommunication? But everybody saw what happened with the Douglas Wigder suit and with the Cassie stuff and the hotel and all this other stuff. And Diddy was there. He knew what happened. And he settled for $20 million, and everybody's just overlooking that. Again, when it comes to complaints, it needs to be within a certain degree of specificity. It doesn't need to be 100%. It just, the things central to the claim need to be 100%. We know that. Diddy's lawyers know that. Regular people's lawyers know that. And the fact that they are sitting there playing in the public space as if saying that something happened on a Tuesday instead of Friday actually makes it, hey, FJ Productions, thank you something. You said thank you. You said get you something for the rain. Thank you so much. So much. I appreciate you for the Cash App. Also, one connects. You said sending love for the UK. Thank you. Oh, also Sniffers Pub Custom Sprinkles. Thank you so much for the Cash App. And Brooklyn's Ann in Japan said, hey, stay blessed and safe. Yana. I'm coming out with your Anna merchandise. Monaco Flow, thank you so much. This is your 5th super chat. Thank you so much. Soulfly said, thank you for keeping us informed about the Diddy case. Thank you. Also, Desiree Foreman, thank you. Also, B, thank you for gifting a membership. And also, Ruby Red said, good morning. This case is making you shine like a star. Thank you. Keep pushing for greatness and keep making the haters mad. We love you, Tisa. We don't even speak the haters' name, baby. But I'm glad they're focused on me because, baby, I want to thank everybody that's talked shit and hated on me because you are the reason I'm here. Thank you for your incessant. Jariah Sepidus, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you for, thank you guys. But all jokes aside, I just find yeah, I'm glad, listen, and thank you guys for actually helping me get here. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you for the love. And thank you for the hate, but thank you guys for really being there for me. So that's why I'm trying to do you guys proud and not miss a day and get up early and make sure I'm one of the first 14 that's in the main courtroom so I can actually honor the attention that you guys are giving me. Hey, what's up, Mel? NYC Review said, oh, thank you. You said for one nice cup of lemon honey tea on a rainy day. Mel, stop super chatting, Mel. But because I'm getting you a nice cup of tea, me and Mel are going to be doing it. Okay, so listen, y'all. But honestly, it just makes me wonder how Diddy, as much as he's talking about pro-black, the only lawyer you're attacking is the young black lawyer. And you're using racism, you're using people's ignorance of the law about the way things go thing. We accept a whole different story from Douglas Wigner because the factual substances is true. Something happened in a hotel, you were hung over the balcony. That much is true, right? But when a black lawyer does it, all of a sudden, oh my God, con artist. What is it? What is it? What is it? Do you see what I'm saying? Also, with Bonner firing him. Now, I don't know why Bonner fired him. I do know this. Diddy made a settlement offer to Bonner. Diddy has been known, according to the streets, to when he makes settlement offers, he wants you to fire your lawyer. Because your lawyer takes about 33%, maybe 35%. So if you have a lawyer, if he wants you to get, if you want to get a lawyer with Diddy, right? You have to pay, say Diddy wants to give you $2 million, right? And you want $2 million, that's your number. If you have a lawyer, he has to double that to pay for the lawyer's fee. So if you want $2 million, it's 35%, he has to pay you $3 million. But if he fires your lawyer, right? One, the lawyer gets cut out. But two, and this is the most important thing, right? You literally get, he gets to pay cheaper. So it's like a discount. So I find it odd that she fired her lawyer, was in some sort of negotiations with Diddy, that fell through, and then new lawyers, and the new lawyers did the same thing the old lawyers did, except for one key line. He didn't say, I'm going to murk you, but when somebody's hanging you over a balcony, I think it's implied. Anyway, y'all, listen. Oh my God, Dana Stimpson, thank you so much. You said most Vics initially loved DV Perp. Yes, DV Perp. So proud of you. Thank you. Okay, let me go in. They're going in. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.